Hey, 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 Superior Shave fans and other humans, how we doing today? I'd like to introduce you in this video to the Dovo Shavette razors. So I got all the models here right below the camera, and I'll explain them, what makes them unique, so on and so forth. The term Shavette, as you can see here, is actually a Dovo registered trademark, but has come to mean generically just any straight razor that takes an interchangeable blade system. In the case of the Shavettes, they come with a little train track, and we call this part the head and this part the handle. So on the head there is a piece of plastic that comes out, and you take the plastic insert, you put the blade into the insert, and then you put the insert into the head, and now you're off shaving. So like I said, they had 5 models. The lightest two, this would be 2010140. That would be a plastic black handle and an anodized blue head. Anodized aluminum, I should say. 201081 is the same handle, with the head being anodized silver aluminum. This is a very old stock piece. This little thing used to be red, now it's transparent. We'll get to that later. Moving up the line, we have 201087. Same head as the previous two, but now we have a stainless steel handle. It weighs a little bit more. This one weighs, I think, 21 grams, and the other two are about 14 to 15 grams. So they're all light in the grander scheme. The next one is the heaviest one and the most popular one. This is 201006. This is polished stainless steel for the head and the brushed stainless steel for the handle that you just saw in the previous one. And lastly, we have this real fancy looking one with the blackened anodized aluminum head and a custom fitted olive wood scale. What is the number on this one? 201071, I think. Yeah. And that one is about 19 grams, so a little bit lighter than the metal and aluminum. Whichever Shavette you buy, you are going to get 3 inserts, and you'll get 1 double-edged razor blade from Merkur and 1 long blade from Dovo. So you'll get one of these dealy bobs, a Merkur double-edged blade, right? And you'll get a little packet that looks like this that'll have 2 of these blades. Do I have one over here? Yeah. So you'll get one of these, which is what the Dovo long blade is. You would break it in half to use it with the Shavette razor, right? And you'll get 3 inserts. You're going to get this black insert for barber's use when you take the long blade, and it gives you that serrated edge so you could shave somebody's head really close. And then we have the black blade for shaving a face or a neck, a black blade holder, I should say. And lastly, the transparent holder. The transparent holder accepts regular double-edged blades. There's also a 4th holder. The 4th holder is discontinued. It's model 201005. It would be green, and this was for use with the Persona hair shaper blades. There's still some floating out there. It's out of production, but you can find it here and there. We have it some as I make this video, but I know there's other dealers that have them too. And for that, you would take this much thicker blade, which retains some of the characters of the single edge razor systems. You know, it's a thicker, more durable blade. Maybe somebody who has a very harsh beard would prefer it. And on this particular one, you just take the blade and line up its little grooves like this here. Do you see that? And then this would go in like this, and voila. What makes the Dovo Shavette particularly good in the world of the barber razors? Nothing particular. There's a lot of them that have been sold, so there's many people to talk to online who also have the same system. The head is nice and narrow, so when you get the blade in there, you know, part of the goal with this is you want to keep the angle of the blade to the skin as acute as possible. You know, one of the advantages of straight razor shaving, the big advantage of straight razor shaving in my opinion, is that you have complete control over the angle. You know, there might be some durable part of your face with some very coarse skin where you want to make the angle more obtuse. And then there might be a very sensitive part of your face where you're going to be going against the grain to try to get it like a baby's ass. And in that area, you might need it to be extremely acute. But all things being equal, you want it to be acute, a low angle of the blade to the skin in many places. And the skinnier the shape of the head, the more you can put the back of the razor very close to the skin and thus get a nice low angle. And that's one good thing about the Shavette is the system is really narrow, and it has a much lower profile than many of the other you know, Chinese whatever made systems that use a third thing to pinch it on it. Everybody has a different way of holding the blade tight. A lot of them have two pieces of metal that slides together and a third thing that goes on. Those generally I would find in using them, I can't get the blade as narrow to the face as I can with the Dovo Shavettes. Now let's show you how to use the regular blade holder, which will probably be the one that most people use. So you take the clear plastic holder, and when you open up the clear plastic holder, you'll see a little bump here and here. Regular double-edged blades, they have that little indentation to the outside of them. So any blade comes in paper, right? You break it in the paper. When you take it out, you see this little indent here and here. That corresponds with those bumps that we just talked about. So they go like this here. Okie dokie. And then you fold this puppy over there. And this is the full length of all the holders. They're the same length. But the regular double-edged blade is only some, what is it, just under 4 centimeters long of cutting edge. So that's going to go in there like so. And away we go. So the advantage to the long blade, that would be the black holder. The disadvantage is the blades are expensive and proprietary. The advantage is they're longer blades and they last a long time. So being physically longer, you know, you could theoretically make a shave with less moves, less cuts on your face. On the long blade, there's circles, and then the holder has little male protrusions on it. So we just take those little bumps and put them in there, and then got it like that. And there we go, ready to shave, right? So what are some of the other advantages of the Shavette, of course? Well, there's no stropping, no honing. So there's no upkeep for the blade. Every time it's dull, you just toss it and go get another one. And the blades are, of course, sharper and more acute. The angle of the cutting edge of a double-edged blade is significantly more acute than a safe straight razor. So the sharpness is always there. They tend to be a little more bitingly so, not very smooth compared to a real straight razor. But I do think there's merit to using a Shavette system because at the beginning when you're shaving, you're always fighting for that keenness, to get that keenness. And when you start with a Shavette, you can be sure that it's always going to be keen enough. It's just a question of, is it going to be smooth enough? Is your touch going to be light enough? Generally speaking, when the razor is lighter, I feel like most people can get a lighter touch. But in spite of that, the one that's got the all stainless steel body is the one that people gravitate towards. For good reason, you know, it seems more durable or whatever. That's about it, and I hope this was informative and hope to see some orders from it. We sell a lot of them, and we have good stock of the Shavettes usually, so see you out there in cyberspace. Bye-bye, thanks.